Good. Hi, Mr. George.
Hello.
We have some questions to ask you today. Let's start, okay? Ahoy! That's who we're interviewing this week, a head of year. Get it? Okay, so this week's theme is heads of year. And so what we did is we went around interviewing your heads of year and asking them several questions about you guys, about them, and etc., etc. So that's what we've got planned for you. We also have Hangzhou news and yeah. So I hope you enjoy it. I hope you learn a lot about your head of year. See you later, CIS. Hi, Miss Dunn. How are you? Okay. So I have a few questions for you today about your year group. So, okay. Hi, Mr. Fawn. I have a few questions for you today. Okay. Good. All right. Hi, Mr. Carson. I have a few questions for you today about your year group. Okay. Mr. Watts, how are you? That's good. No, you're okay. Yeah, it would be, but you're okay, so we're good. I have a list of questions for you today, and we're gonna start off with the easiest one. Hi, Missy Tam. So we have several questions for you today. Some of them are very difficult, I must warn you, so be prepared. Hi, Mr. Case. I have a few questions for you today. I'm going to start with the easiest question. Okay, good. All right. What is one thing that is special or unique about your year group?
Year 7 is always the most enthusiastic and energetic group in the whole school. I don't know how long that'll last, but I know they are very, very energetic at the moment.
It's hard to say one thing that's special about them, but I think
I can think of a few things.
I think the thing that really strikes me, whether it's special or unique, I don't know. The thing that really strikes me about the year group is how engaged everybody is with their service and with contributing to the community in Hong Kong and at school.
One of them is that they have 3 people called Charmaine.
That it's a very friendly and very supportive year group.
Another is that I know they feel a bit hard done by because they were the last year group who didn't have the opportunity to go to Hangzhou. They're also the last year group who won't get to use the new building. So they do sometimes feel a bit persecuted and a bit sad about that. So yeah, those would be my top obvious things.
Okay, I don't know if it's special or unique, but there's a lot of talent in the year group. There's a lot of kindness and thoughtfulness. They're a great bunch. I think maybe one thing that's unique is that I think we were the only year group last year in a choices session in which one of the advisory groups created and planned and ran a zombie run on the field for the rest of the year 9s. So that was pretty good. I think I haven't heard of anybody else doing that, so I guess that's unique.
I would like to say maybe that they might even be the friendliest and most supportive year group amongst all the year groups here. And I think they take very well to new students coming in. And I think we handle challenges quite well. So yeah, I think overall it's a very interesting and very lively year group.
Is that they have a huge amount of energy, and they like to use this energy in classes and not always appropriately, but energy is a good thing, right?
I think what's most special about them is that they're very understated, and they're very sensible. And what I mean by that is there are lots of people in my year group who are doing wonderful things, and they do it for the right reasons, and they're motivated by the right reasons, and it's really kind of wonderful to watch them achieve these things.
Okay, and what is one word to describe your year group?
Energetic.
Dynamic. Yeah, we've got lots of different personalities. It's nice.
They are very quiet.
I think lively would describe it.
Well, you mean apart from wonderful?
The one word that springs to mind is excellent.
Rambunctious. In a good way.
Okay. I'm going to go with vivacious.
And what do you think your year group thinks of you?
I think they think I'm tall.
They think about me. I hope they think that, or they know that I'll support them, and that I've always got their back. But not sure if they actually have that message yet or not.
Quite tall, I think. I get that quite a lot. Suave, obviously. Debonair, sophisticated. These are all words they would never use. Probably nagging, I think, is probably the most appropriate word. I think I'm...
Probably that I'm the greatest human being to ever walk the planet. It's pretty natural, really.
Think that I'm very tall and have grey hair. They do listen, so I hope they see me as someone they can talk to, and I hope they see me as someone they can listen to as well every now and then.
Consider me whimsical, occasionally absent-minded, but I think that they overall kind of appreciate that I think they'll consider me a person who cares about what's going on in their lives, and that I'm a pretty decent head of year, hopefully.
Probably think that I'm a bit of a pushover because I've known them a long time now. I've had them since year 8, and so I find it very hard to get angry with them about anything. So I think they probably think that. I hope they think that this is a bit cheesy, but I hope they think that I'm here for them and that I care about them all as individuals. And I know that some of them think that the baby in my tummy is not actually a human.
I have absolutely no idea.
Okay, and what did you want to be when you were growing up?
I wanted to be...
I actually wanted to be...
Not a teacher.
Well, that was always hard.
I've always wanted to be
forward for Liverpool Football Club, playing alongside Kenny Dalglish.
I've always wanted to be a writer, actually. So I think even when I was very little, I was reading a lot, and I always wanted to be on the other side of that equation. I always wanted to...
I actually wanted to be a doctor.
Like everybody, I went through phases. I was going to be a doctor, I was going to be a lawyer, I was going to be a member of parliament, I was going to be a spaceman, lots of different things.
I'm not sure what I wanted to be. Something in communications, and I was a lobbyist for a long time. I enjoyed doing that, but I definitely have liked transitioning into teaching.
And the last question, the hardest one. If you were a CIS student, who would you want your head of year to be?
Basically, anyone but Mr. Fan.
I would have to go for Mrs. Dunn. I've known her the longest. We moved to Hong Kong at the same time.
I think we're very lucky. The heads of year, everyone else is fantastic. You know, works hard, is talented, is kind and caring and thoughtful. Mr. Fan, not so much.
I think one of the really great things about this office is that there are, again, so many different personalities. So when I look at, say, for example, Miss Dunn, I wish I had her really bright disposition and personality. I think that her students really appreciate that.
The thing I've noticed since we've got in here is we work as a team, and we all have strengths and we all have weaknesses.
I really, again, admire Mr. Cave's patience and kind-heartedness. I mean, you can see him with his daughter right there. He's a really kind of kind man.
And I suppose I would be looking to make a Frankenstein out of all of us, taking a little bit from here, a little bit from there, and come up with the perfect model.
And I have to say, I love that Mr. Fan, I think that he very naturally has a way of slowing things down, and I think it has a calming effect on me, so I can only assume that he calms his kind of ear down. I mean, I could go on and on and on. I mean, Jay Chad will do absolutely anything for her students, and I think ultimately, if I look at someone like Mr. Mulcahy, I think that he embodies a lot of the different traits that we have in this office. and I think that he encourages us to be the best versions of ourselves. So I would say, I think everyone has lots of great kind of traits, and I admire my colleagues a lot.
I think a composite, I would say, of all of us would be a wonderful head of year. And that's to say, I think we all have particular strengths and particular abilities and interests. So if I could sort of morph different people's personalities into one another, we'd have a really interesting group. And we do have an interesting group here at the head of year office.
It might be Miss Utam because she makes excellent samosas, and I feel like if she was my head of year, she might give me one sometimes.
What I will say is that every head of year would have been united, I think, by the fact that they wouldn't have wanted me in their year group, because I was a pretty horrendous student.
Hi guys, welcome to Hangzhou News. For this week's edition, we're talking about the dining in Hangzhou. So guys, what do you think of, can you please tell us a summary of what we're eating in Hangzhou?
The menu is a lot more diverse than the food in Hong Kong because they actually serve like different meals on different days, and there's like specials. So in general, it's just a lot better than the food in Hong Kong, and sometimes it's even better than normal food in general, if that makes sense.
And also, for example, if you don't like the food, you can like give a suggestion and they'll actually cook it for you. We have 3 days in Paior, which is pretty fun.
Another thing is that like when the cafeteria runs out of food, like at a meal, then they serve chicken nuggets, which is good.
Yeah, and also in the fridge, there's unlimited supply of yogurt, and there's also fresh fruits which you can take after your meals. Oh, and also the dining committee take frequent trips to the food providers, and so we can taste test it so that we know that the food quality is pretty decent.
Oh my gosh, lunch was so amazing today here in Hangzhou. Guys, I'm Mr. Kinzer, Individuals in Society's HCX teacher, and maybe you already know me, but you might not know that I love the food here in Hangzhou. Today I had grilled pork with like this delicious Thai sauce, these really good vegetables, some kind of squash. Wish I could tell you the name in Chinese, but I can't. But it was really delicious. Sometimes we get cool stuff too, other cool things like chicken nuggets. That's kind of a treat. People kind of freak out.
CIS, so I hope you enjoyed that. Have a great weekend. See you later. Boop, 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 boop.